All right, y'all, back to work. Earnings are out, and we have a beautiful trading range right now on the tick charts. That range rotation is giving us 4 easy ways to make money on Thursday. I want to cover the entire strategy in tonight's video, the entries, exits. I want to make sure you guys have a game plan to make some money on Thursday morning as well. So charts are ready. Enough of the intro. As always, thanks for tuning in and supporting our channel. Buckle up. It'll be a great video here tonight on the YouTube channel. S&P SPY, ready to go tonight. Nasdaq triple Qs are always ready. I have 4 clues on the charts that are telling us where the money is made tomorrow. The first of 4 clues is here on the hourly time frame. It's quite easy to see right now. The S&P SPY is bullish overall. Nasdaq triple Qs are bullish overall. Remember, I like to use the 60-minute, the hourly time frames as an overall directional filter. And right now, the buyers have control of all of the momentum. That gives us direction. But I have 3 more important clues on some tick charts, a beautiful range, and that will help us time the entries for tomorrow. Before we dive into the tick charts, I want to talk entries. Let's set schedule for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the first day of the week with some major news on our schedule. First things first, GDP tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern time. And we are certainly listening closely right now for more trade deal announcements, more updates on the tax bill working its way through Congress. And remember, tomorrow we begin the end of the month countdown, which means a lot more volatility is expected tomorrow and Friday. So GDP, trade talk, tax bill, end of month volatility. We definitely expect tomorrow to be a busy day tomorrow in our trade room. Keep it in mind. Back to our charts though. I mentioned earlier there are 3 more clues on the tick charts here. Let's now dive right in, starting off tonight first on the S&P SPY. We don't use time charts to time entries. Tick charts make entry timing so much easier. And by the way, if you're watching for the first time right now, that is a 7,000 tick chart, all the time frames, upper left-hand corner. And the only indicator we need to make money consistently, it's the 21 EMA. I mentioned earlier, there are 3 clues here on these tick charts. The first clue is this very strong move higher we saw that began over the holiday weekend, Monday, Tuesday, really into Wednesday morning. Now, why is that strong move higher so important? Well, because if you watched last night's video, we talked about anytime we see a strong big move like that, we look for a 2-legged pullback and a retest of that high. We know exactly now where these buyers want to go. They want to punch their ticket and retest the high. The second clue is this range right in the middle. I mentioned earlier, this range is a very big part of it. Why is a range a big clue? Because ranges love to rotate. The amount above, the amount below, and they rotate back and forth, up, down, up, down. They love to rotate. You can see right now, we are rotating right now off the low of that trading range. But what might be my favorite clue, and the final clue in the tick charts is that little tiny range right there. There's one on the S&P. There's one also on the Nasdaq as well. We'll talk about that a bit later on in the video. That range right now, I would love to get a breakout pullback off that range. Now, there's 3 different ways in which I can trade that breakout pullback. For right now, though, let's talk about how to trade this thing as it rotates higher, because in all reality, that is likely now where this market is trying to go. There's one core sequence I'm looking for as we go higher. I'm looking for some separation off the moving average. Shallow pullback, separate off that moving average, higher high in price, and one of 4 trades I'm watching for tomorrow is basically a technical bear trap like I teach in our free video course. Separation off the moving average, higher high in price, nice strong green candle, closing back above that 21 EMA, and we'll finish off that rotation going higher. Now, this is where the magic happens. If I can get some nice strong moves going higher now this range back here is begging for a breakout pullback. I would love to get a breakout pullback, which is normally going to be a 2-legged pullback. 1 leg, 2 leg, think measured move. Think measured move. Just as we saw right here, measured move, right? Think measured move. So as we get that breakout going higher, let's use that range below us now for a breakout pullback. Think 2-legged pullback, ideally somewhere right around these highs. What was resistance becomes support. Now, as always, I'm not going to blindly buy this. What I'll do is I'll look for my favorite, we call a bear trap and an add-on combination. Bear trap, it's bears once, it's bears twice. Remember, all that momentum right now for the buyers, not a great spot to be selling. Let's trap those bears in. Let them try twice. Remember, always a higher high. Always a higher high. Sellers want to sell high, so trap those bears in twice. Hit that bear trap. And then remember that pattern over here, that separation off the moving average, that higher high in price. We're going to add to our winner as we go back to retest that high. Separation, higher high, and move right below that low. So one sequence I'm watching here for tomorrow is as we go higher, I'm looking for, and generally I'll take a small position on these ones, right? Half size, quarter size trades, because you're buying relatively high. But as I said earlier, separation, getting in below it. Then as we finish off that rotation, we look for that trading range, one leg, two leg, bear trap, and add on back up to retest the high. And as always, we always leave a little bit of a runner going higher. Now, let's talk about one variation of this. And remember, too, I'm going to talk about going lower here in a moment. I do believe there could be just as much money to make going lower for tomorrow. We'll cover that in a moment here on the Nasdaq. But, what if we don't get that two-legged pullback? For example, we may go higher here. We may get that shallow pullback, that higher high in price. We may get that beautiful, again, these are called technical bear traps, like I teach in the free video course. We may get that breakout going higher, but now we may get stuck and go sideways here in a range. Remember, ranges are magnets and ranges love to rotate. So we may wind up getting stuck up there in a range. If that happens, this in all reality is an easier way to make money because remember, that range below us is begging for a breakout pullback. That new range overhead becomes a magnet. And of course, ranges love to rotate. So in all reality, if the trading gods are watching down on us right now, this would be my preferred setup for tomorrow here. Now, again, same thing as always, right? We're going to run this thing higher here. I'm not going to pick that bottom. We're going to use that bear trap, right? Those bears once, those bears twice, trap those bears in. And remember, when it's a range involved, it wants to rotate. Amount below, the amount above, now we know where it wants to go. And as it rotates up off that low, keep on looking to add to your winner with that shallow pullback, that higher high in price, and that move right below that low. So a slight variation of that breakout pullback we talked about earlier, same thing, right? We're getting in early, separation, find that new range, bear trap, add on, and whatever you do in a range market, leave that runner, right? Leave that runner for that full pendulum swing going higher here. That will be a fantastic trade for tomorrow. Now, I do want to talk about a move going lower here. Because again, that range below us, all reality, this would be a great spot for a breakout pullback at some point tomorrow. Before we dive into that though, let's slow down for a couple moments because I know most guys watching right now, most folks, you guys know these patterns already. You're making money with these already. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new language, a brand new strategy that you want to learn. So don't you worry though, I teach this entire system in my free trading course. In fact, I have a ton of examples of breakout pullbacks, bear traps, add-ons, how to use the 21 EMA. Guys, I want to help you time better entries, get your confidence back, get back in the green again on your account. What I'll do is I'll put a link up top here for you, upper right-hand corner. Hit that link that popped up there and take that free trading course because the strategy I teach in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that tells me exactly where the winning trades are going to be each day. More importantly though, I want to teach you all my 4 favorite entry setups so you can time better entries, make a lot more money. Guys, bottom line, the markets are way too good right now not to be making consistent profits. So if you're still missing the best entries each day, if you've lost your confidence in your indicators or your current strategy, what are you waiting for? Pause the video, hit that link that popped up there, and watch that free trading course. You're going to love all the trade examples I include in that short video series, help you time better entries, get your confidence back, and make a lot more profit. The best part is it's all 100% free for you. Keep in mind too, guys, I'm going to put all the important links you need to learn this strategy. I'll put everything down below the video tonight, the description of the video. Most folks start making money all on their own, all from that free video course. So start there first. get your mojo back, get your confidence going, and time better entries. And keep in mind too, guys, I post a ton of charts and videos and mindset stuff on Twitter, or X, as they call it these days. If you're on the X platform right now, give me a follow. I post a ton of great stuff throughout the day in between these videos. Again, all the details you'll need to learn more, hopefully earn a lot more. I'll put a link to below the video tonight in the description. Okay, so where did we leave off? Yes, now we know how to trade this going higher for a breakout pullback, right? Or a range up here. Let's now go to the Nasdaq right now and talk about how we might trade a breakout pullback off of that trading range. Over on the NQ right now, and boy, what a beautiful chart we have right now on the Nasdaq. Boy, talking about ranges, love to rotate, right? There's that range right in the middle there, that range right there. And you can see right away how much we love range rotation, right? Rotating back and forth now, and now we're trying to finish off that rotation going higher here. I've got that beautiful pendulum swing that puts me right about that. What's that? 21,638 and change. So now remember, we don't want to get too far into the weeds on this. I like to use the hourly time frame really just for overall direction. The tick charts we'll cover in a second here, those are the ones that give us the entry timing that we need here. And before we dive into that though, if you're enjoying this video tonight, please help me grow this channel by hitting that like button and make sure you subscribe. I know we're all busy people these days. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching my videos here tonight. So thank you so much for the likes, the shares, all the subs, all the ongoing support down in the comment section below. Now, I promise I'm done begging for likes and subs here. Let's go get our hands dirty here now on the tick charts right now. Now, on the tick charts here, look at that beautiful range we see right now on the Nasdaq. Range right in the middle, and there is that triangle, right? Triangles, we call these expanding triangles or megaphones, right? They love to rotate back and forth. I can measure the amount above, measure the amount below, the amount below, the amount above. Again, if you're in my free video classes right now, you know why we love ranges. That beautiful two-legged pullback, that breakout pullback zone. We covered all this stuff last night on the video. It sounds a lot of you guys made some pretty good money off that as well. Now, as we're going higher here right now in the Nasdaq, we really have to be careful because all of those key levels of resistance we saw earlier on the hourly time frame, yeah, we're right up around that area right now, right? So we don't want to go forcing trades up here. The most important thing right now for the Nasdaq is do we get that sequence, right? Do we get some separation off that moving average? Do we get that, again, a bit aggressive? I'll go smaller size, half size, quarter size. Do we see that separation? Do we get then that two-legged pullback and that breakout pullback off that larger range? We mentioned that earlier on the S&P. Or again, do we wind up running higher here, chopping around into a trading range? And again, a lot of people get put off by ranges. I love ranges because once you learn that ranges act like magnets, and once you learn how to stack these ranges on top of each other, right? That range right there. So same basic idea that we saw earlier on the S&P. One of my favorite trades though for tomorrow would be if this thing was to rotate back down again. In all reality, we're running into big time resistance. And we just heard from the White House tonight, supposedly Trump is shutting down all chip manufacturing to China right now. So there's no guarantee we make this thing to continue going higher here. We may run up, take out that high and get clocked and run all the way back down again. It would not be the first time we saw a big swing. We, again, trade deals tomorrow, tax bill stuff tomorrow, and the volatility. So this is where this range really comes in handy right now because we're overall bullish. If we rotate off this low right now, it's going to be a bit difficult to go all the way back down. Again, we're overall bullish. We got a lot of momentum now coming off that low. For the most part, those earnings are pretty decent here this afternoon. So I would expect we probably can't go all the way back to that low. But remember, anytime we see a range in a breakout, you can almost set your clock to a range breakout pullback. So a breakout right now, I want to get that pullback down and buy that breakout pullback. Now remember, when I say breakout pullback, my favorites are always two-legged pullbacks, right? So one leg, two leg. And again, these are the best ones. They could be one leg. They don't have to be two legs, but the best ones usually two legs. They're usually right about a measured move, in case you're wondering there, right? Not exact, right? Nothing's ever exact. But that's kind of the best ones there. They could be one leg, but usually two legs there. And again, I'm now going to go in now. I'm not going to pick a bottom on this. All right. It's so important that I don't trust indicators, divergent signals. They work every once in a while, but they're not consistent enough. So as I pull back here, I'm going to let those bears try a couple times. And remember, it's always a higher high. Sellers want to sell high. So let them try twice. Why twice? Because now I know where the stops are, right? Now I know where their pain is, right? Now I know where sellers get forced to become buyers as they get basically pushed out of their short positions. So that's my bear trap. And then remember, after a bear trap, don't just sit there and put your feet up on the desk. Don't start counting your money too soon. Add to your winner. And to do that, we always look for that separation. Again, I can't emphasize enough how important that separation is. Separation equals strength. I'm going to go off the high like that, right? Higher high, separation, and we're getting in right below that low, right? Same basic idea, right? That bear trap and that add-on. Now, one variation of this. Sometimes we don't get that bear trap down there. For example, sometimes we get a nice deep pullback like this. We'll get into that buy zone, but we simply don't get the bear trap. We don't get a chance to 1-2 back up again. It just whoop and runs right back up again. So that variation, if that happens, if we do wind up going lower, but we don't get the bear trap and we V bottom off that low like this, V bottom is very common. And most of the time, when I see a V bottom, the best entry is two things. One, it's right below a prior swing. And two, it's off the low of a new channel. So the goal is to find a way to draw that new channel. Again, the channel's drawn off the highs, right? Draw that channel off the highs, bring it down off that low. Then look at those prior swings and find a prior swing like that one right there. Find a prior swing that lines up right around that low. And I'll tell you right now, there's no guarantees in trading or really anything in life, but this is about as close to a guaranteed winner as you're ever going to get. It's below a prior swing. It's the first test off the low of that channel. That would be a fantastic way to do it, right? It's that V bottom. Again, it's a breakout pullback off of that trading range. And you know what? If I'm wrong, if we go all the way back to that low, remember retest trades, right? Retest trades in a bull market. Remember this. In a bull market, if we slam lower, pop up, and retest that low, these retest trades are oftentimes our biggest winners. Because what happens is it fools people into thinking this is a reversal. And once those bears get trapped, the stops get smoked, and we get that squeeze going back higher again. So even though right now it seems a bit unrealistic right now, but who knows, right? Again, big trade deals, tax bill, end of month volatility. If we find ourselves all the way back down again, it's that same thing. It's that same thing, that bear trap 1 and 2. It will always be that bear trap into that add-on as we go higher, right? Remember, keep on trading that rotation. Ranges love to rotate. So if we go up, down, rotate back and forth again, bear trap. Remember, don't forget the direction on the hourly time frame. If it rolls off these highs right now, that's fine, right? Let it roll off the highs here. Unfortunately, there's no reliable way to short this right now, right? Not with this much momentum off that low right now. I wish there was some special indicator, some special pattern. There are entry patterns we can use, but again, not in this scenario. Not as it's, because the wider these get, right? The wider this range rotation gets, the stronger that momentum gets. So we may roll all the way back down again, but there's no real consistently reliable way to short off that top. I wish there was. And if you do, go small, right? Go small. The goal though would be get back around those range lows, get those bear traps, add more to our winners as it separates off that moving average, and keep on trading that rotation back and forth as we go. The big question right now is will we get stuck up here in a range up here? I love that idea for a breakout pullback. Will we break out and two-legged pull back down for a breakout pullback there? Those two seem very likely here right now for tomorrow. And if we're lucky, again, we'll get a nice big pullback and a breakout pullback off that range there. All right, now you guys know my favorite trade for tomorrow, some variation of my favorite setups. What do you think though? Let me know in the comment section below. Am I crazy right now for these trade ideas? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know how you are planning on trading this earnings breakout here tomorrow as well. In the meantime, guys, that's my game plan for Thursday. Speaking of tomorrow morning, don't forget the place to be is in my trade room, 8 o'clock Eastern time every morning. Come learn the strategy, come trade along with us at the opening bell. I'm going to put all the important links you need to learn the strategy. Start first on the free video course, get your confidence going again, get making money on your own again, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon trading with us as a member of the morning trade room. In the meantime, guys, hope you learned a bunch tonight. Hope you use this knowledge to earn a bunch tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you sometime trading with us sometime soon in the morning room. Meantime, be well out there and be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.